Men provide for themselves and protect their own interests.
So I'm going to say it. Men are not natural protectors, providers, or leaders. Religion and indoctrination has convinced men and women that men are these things. It has given them the responsibility of these things within our society, but is contrary to their nature. Men are all about self-preservation, and they only provide and protect what they think is theirs and what they're in possession of. When something is supposedly innate and natural to you, you do it automatically. So if men were natural protectors and providers, it is something that we would see them do within the community, within the world, not something that they simply do for that which they possess. Furthermore, how can you be a natural protector, but the biggest threat and predator in this world? Ask a man what he needs to protect you from, and he's going to say other men. Because when we look at these natural protectors, most of the domestic violence, rape, molestation, shootings, killings, raping of nature's resources, dominating other people and countries, most of the violence is done by these natural protectors. Something is not adding up. One thing I'm realizing is that we've been told a lot of lies. Literally almost everything that we've been taught is upside down. If you think about it, it's actually women that are the natural protectors and providers of this world. Your mother, she innately protects you with her own body and her own life as you're forming in her womb. When you're born, her body naturally provides for you. Furthermore, women, just by my observation and what I've seen, they're the first ones to offer protection and provision to the community and to the world. People that they don't even know, they're the first one to run to your rescue. They're the first one to try to break up fights. They're the first one to say, hey, do you have a need? Let me fulfill that. Women are all about community. And being about community means that you are truly the natural protector and provider because you birth the community. So therefore, you care for what you birth. We've learned a lot of lies, and it's time to put things into proper view. Now, yes, there may be men who do provide, lead, and protect, but it's something that they establish through self-development, self-awareness, and self-discipline. Most men, no.
Okay, this is going to be a long and weird video where it's pretty much one video, but it's like there's different parts that's going to be talked about. So, try to understand it and stay with me. These women and this man is ridiculous. Let's try to debunk some of their their thoughts. They're saying that men are not natural providers and protectors. Okay, that makes zero sense. Because if you think it doesn't come natural for a man to stand up for, to protect and provide, then you're crazy. Because usually the first people to die are men. Men are the ones who jumping in the front of the fire line. Now, you could say that, okay, they're protecting their own, but you gotta think. One thing is that it is ridiculous and crazy to think for a man to protect and provide for what does not have anything to do with him. So I saw this video I made this video too. A man who with his wife went into Walmart. He saw this woman getting hit or getting abused by another man. Right? He was getting abused by another man. This man, this white knight, wanted to come and help this woman. But, right, his wife was telling him not to do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But he wouldn't listen. He wouldn't listen to it. So he went into it. He went in between these two couples. What happened? The man that was abusing the woman shot that white knight. You don't think that you can never fathom what society is like. You think, okay, because there's some men that are bad men, then you blanket all men, right? You gotta think, right? Criminals make what? I don't know, 10% of the population. Rapists, murderers, all these things, they make a small percent of the population. So you think that there's some men that are terrible men, make them not providers, make them not protectors, because they are terrible men. They are men that are criminals, men that are abusers, men that are killers. So because of the few, you blanket the minority.
So I'm going to say it. Men are not natural protectors, providers, or leaders. Religion and indoctrination has convinced men and women that men are these things.
That is exactly why whenever I hear podcast clips of men and women saying that it is in a man's nature to provide, it's in a man's nature to lead, and it's in a man's nature to protect, I automatically disagree with it. It's because people do not know what true nature and what true essence really is. To possess a nature is to have certain characteristics, qualities, and traits that are completely inherent within that nature. Typically, the nature of a human being comes with a myriad of genetic factors that are predisposed at birth. One trait of a human being's nature and essence is bipedalism, the ability and capacity to walk on two legs. This is what separates us from other animals. A human being's nature is to be associated with their biology, neurology, physiology, and autonomy, not through indoctrination, like she said. A lot of these ideas of providing and leading and whatnot, they're social constructs and they're societal norms that have been implicated throughout history upon human beings and upon the populace. And some people see it as their nature because they have been indoctrinated to that level of degree. But make no mistake, they are societal constructs and societal norms that have been embedded in civilization throughout history, and now we think they are our nature, and it's just a misnomer for indoctrination. You want to know how I know it's not in a man's nature to protect? Let me ask you guys one question. Who are men protecting women from? Other men, right? But if it was in a man's nature and it was men's nature to protect, there would be absolutely no need to protect other women from other men. That just goes to tell you that it's not in our nature to protect. The video that just went viral not too long ago where the man punched the woman and said he was going to knock her out in Chicago, I believe, the black man and the black woman. Perfect example. They were arguing and every dude in there just watched and didn't do nothing about it. If it was truly in a man's nature to protect, they would have protected. Like she said, and I definitely agree with what she said, men protect for that which is their own. But it's not in our nature to do it, because if it was in our nature to do it, we would do it automatically and inherently without thinking about it. The whole narrative of a man's nature and a woman's nature, I think it's just so ironic, contradictory, and it does not hold any weight or validity when it comes to practical matters of living. A lot of what we see in modern day living is societal conditioning upon us through indoctrination. And if we don't ask questions and get to the actuality of the matter, we're never gonna know.
So that's why I think these, I guess, lesbian woman and one black feminist and one idiotic feminist man don't understand is that no, men in general are natural providers and protectors. But we also have a degree of selfishness, where we have to think about ourselves as well. We have to think about, what's best for us. Providing, protecting for any random person does not make sense for people, for individual people. It don't make sense. Why would I protect a woman that I've never seen, I don't know, right? And that doesn't mean that doesn't happen, because like I said, the story I just said, it does happen. But why wouldn't I? Because exactly of the story I just said. He lost his life trying to protect a woman he doesn't know. Now, it's commendable, but at the end of the day, he lost his life. His wife is a widow. His child is fatherless. And the two people are still alive. The one who caused that drama is still alive. You gotta think. Sometimes you're not thinking things fully. And again, like I said, if you want to equate that, if some men are killers and whatever, that's why men in general are not protectors, then the same logic will go with women are not, I don't know, nurturers, right? They're not natural nurturers. Women are not naturally feminine, all that stuff, because there are women that kill their own child. So by your logic, women are just not natural mothers. They're not natural nurturers. They're not natural whatever. You cannot equate the habits and the actions of a few to equate them as the majority, because you also say the indoctrination as society. I think group mentality is part of instincts too, part of nature, right? How chimps, right, are group or herd minded. That's just part of nature as well. That's part of instincts as well. That's part of biology, being something that's more in tune with being with other people. That's society comes along with human beings, and it's just indicative with many other societies, right? Many animal nations, right? Any animal tribes or animal herds or whatever, that they do protect. They protect, but it has to be in a certain type of way. You can't just say blanket. Man, if they're natural protectors, they should protect everything. They should never kill or nothing. That's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. That's the delusion right there. Because in a man, you could say that he feels a natural, I guess a natural instinct to provide and protect. But we also have to control ourselves, because you gotta think, if we just let our instincts, our whatever, our innate animalistic mind go, we're also territorial. Animals are territorial. It's in our biology too, to be territorial. So should we just kill everyone that goes into our territory, that tried to go into our, let's say, try to take what's ours? This is the thing, right? Yes, part of us it's in our nature, right? But we're human beings. We control our nature. We let it out how we see fit. Like the story I said, the man that got killed butting into trying to protect another woman, while his wife is now a widow, his child is now fatherless. That's the thing where you don't get. Human beings understand that there is a degree to certain things. You can't just provide and protect random strangers. You just can't. Okay? Because at the end of the day, then what about you? Then your life is lost. And then now what? Now what? They're not going to cry for you. They're not going to what? That's the delusion of certain people. And they don't understand biology, because even a lion, right? He protects his pride. But he also kills all the other, past cubs to, again, protect his legacy. That's just it. Even though he's a killer, there's certain things that are in our nature, but we let it flow out how it see fits to benefit us as well. That's also part of nature, part of our, I guess, animalistic nature, where we can't just be absolutely selfless, because animals of all kinds are selfish. That's just it. You got to think about yourself as well. You got to think about your legacy, because one thing that's important in all animals is legacy, is producing their next generation, is passing down their genes. That is part of human biology, part of human instinct, to pass down our genetic code, because then it's counterproductive too. So if a man is a natural protector and someone's coming in to kill his family, well, he naturally protects, so he shouldn't kill no one, he shouldn't harm anyone, because he only protects what this is just his body, right? So men are just natural shields. Is that what you think? Because men shouldn't be violent, right? That's the weird argument that these crazy ass people are making. Men shouldn't be violent, because if they're violent, they're not natural protectors. It's just ridiculous that people are not really critically thinking, right? That it's not exclusive to one. You can't just, if men are violent, right? Men are, killers, that they are not natural protectors. And saying that, okay, men protect against other men, well, animals are territorial. Animals want to take other things of other animals. That's just part of nature, right? There's a lion, like I was saying, right? Lion going into another pride. Well, he wipes out all the cubs so he can produce his own. Does that mean he wouldn't naturally protect his family? Because he would. They would lay their lives on the line to protect. So when you lay your life on the line to do something, it should be very natural, because it's the most extreme thing you could do. Because if you're not a natural protector and something like a burglar comes into your family's life, comes into someone's important life, you will just walk away. And to think that, okay, just because they're his family, that's why he's protecting. Okay, so this is the ridiculousness of it, that because they're his family, and he's protecting them, that doesn't make him natural just because they're his. Okay, but like I said, there are cops out there. There are firemen. There are people who go into services that they will protect the masses. And majority of those are what? Men. Men do those services. But those are jobs, right? And men choose those jobs, not forced on them, right? At least nowadays, not forced on them. They choose those jobs to protect others. Certain things that it does not seem logical for any type of men, right, of any period in time, to just randomly protect. But they still do, because men die in droves protecting others. They have. It's just, and to equate, men also protect from women too, because women have killed plenty.
Has succeeded in gaslighting society.
Hold your horses. All men are bad, and we know it's not all men, but any man who says not all men is a bad man. If that doesn't sound gaslighty, I don't know what does. Domestic abuse is a gender issue, although we know it's 50-50 between men and women. Interpersonal violence is a gendered issue, where we know it's actually women perpetrating it more than men, according to statistics. Only men are word people, based on 2008 figures, where the law said that men can't be R-worded by women. The new latest figures shows it's closer than you think. Women try to unalive themselves more than men, so it's a bigger issue, forgetting the fact that once men are gone, they can't keep trying. But trying is a bigger issue than being dead. Family court isn't gender bias. 40% of the states in America support equal parenting. 40%. So that's 60% that don't. That's confirming a gender bias. Now, the ones that do support equal parenting, they class joint custody as the father having the child 1 day a month. There's no bias. And all the dads spending thousands and thousands of pounds fighting for their children, that's not happening, apparently. Men don't have struggles because they are oppressors. Who is gaslighting who exactly? I'm not going to respond to her whole video because it's complete, utter tripe.